Congratulations for your film, Reincarnation.
Can you describe the process, how this film was made?
Well, thanks for appreciating the film, but I think that man on the computer can guide us through the process better, as he is the one who actually made us and the film.
Alright, so I'm the man on the computer and I will show you how this film was exactly made. And spoilers alert, if you have not watched the film yet, you can click on the I button or link in description and watch the film first, then continue with this video. Great, so let's dive in. So this concept of reincarnation always fascinated me, like the soul will travel from one body to another body. This gave the basis to the body swap thing you have seen in the film, and I had this idea over 12 years ago, but there was no tools to make this solo, and I wanted to make it a short film, the real live action film, so it has to be short and all the VFX part has to be done using 3D and all that stuff. So that's why I was not able to make this film in that long period of time. So now with new AI tools, I was able to do it alone, and that is a great thing. You know, I have so many stories, and I know there are lots of creative people who have so many stories to tell, but they did not have the means to do so. These Gen AI tools will definitely help creators like me who have great stories to tell, but they didn't have the means and it was very costly previously. Now it can be done by one person alone on their computers, right? So I first wrote down the script, then I created a shortlist so complete blueprint was in front of me, and the idea was still in my head, the shots, the angles, those were all in my head, and I had to get those onto paper somehow. Normally we would go to storyboarding at this time, create sketches to kind of lay down the shots, but now with Gen AI tools you do not have to go to the sketching phase, you can directly create final images, and those images were basis for the videos as well. So my process is, first I create the images, then from image to video, and that's how I have total control over all my shots. So character design was very important for me because I wanted the audience to feel for the characters, and characters need to be very detailed, and their persona, their physical appearance, their acting ability, all that was very important to me. So I created various options, like this is Robert, this is final version, but I had previous other options as well. This was another option, this was option, but these were rejected because somehow it looks kind of more menacing, more evil. I wanted the audience to feel for this character as well. So this character right now, you can see the emotional spectrum I feel is more evident on the face of this character. You can feel for him, right? Then I created character sheets like this, so I have the profile, the front, close-ups, some expressions, like you would do a photo session with the real actor. Similarly for David, I created these character sheets, and all these images were created using Openart. So Openart is a great platform. It has various image generation options for me. Nano Banana I can use, Seedream I can use. So I used Seedream 4K a lot for this project. These were different options for the company girl, and finally I settled for one. I settled for this one because it is looking less menacing than other ones, but there is something eerie about her. So this one struck best to me. The AI girl, I wanted her to be, someone who can look good in flat expressions because I didn't want to show a lot of emotions on her face. So this was the design that I finally settled with. There were various options for Emma as well, and eventually I settled with this one. She had to be the part of film first. There was another character which I omitted from the film, that was brother of David, and I had to cut down these characters because actually the idea was to make a full-length feature film. But yeah, in short format I wasn't able to pull all that stuff inside, so I had to remove characters to adjust the timing of the movie. So this is Paul. He was supposed to be part of the movie, but again, because of time constraints with the short format, I had to omit him out of the movie. This would have added great layers to my movie because the machine room, this was the main part of the movie. This was the heart of the movie. The machine has to be designed particularly perfectly. This is the final design, but let me show you how this design was achieved because you would want to see that. So this is my great design of the machine, and you can see clearly that you understand this is David, this is Robert. I have such great sketching skills that I do not have to explain it a lot. Now, with the help of AI tools, I literally used this sketch to create different variations for the machine, and for this one I used Comfyui. So this noodle based structure some people are very afraid of, but I love working with Comfyui. You can input your image and you can extract depth data, line art data, and use those data, the pose data, to guide your image, and you have total control over your image. So this is the part where Comfyui kicked in, and I was able to create variations for this particular machine using this weird looking sketch, and these are some of the variations you can see here. So I had a lot of variations. Finally I settled with this one. This one was the final, and the version you have seen, I have cropped it in and did some Photoshop work to get these two characters inside. So that's how the final machine was made. So here is the close-up of machine. Now let's get to the main part, the image to video creation process. And here you can see I am using Kling for this, and I created some videos on Openart using Kling. And for lip sync, I even used Openart's own lip sync tool. That is a great tool. I love the output that Openart's AI lip sync tool gives. It gives very natural looking results. So here I am in the Kling app, and you can see it was not all straightforward. Let me show you what I mean. So in the movie you have seen this particular clip. Now you can see that there are some markers on this. So these markers I added in Photoshop, then created this scene because I wanted to show some controlled video footage going on this screen. So this is something which cannot be done in one go. So I had to create this particular footage differently and had to track and place it onto this screen, right? So let me show you. In the final you can see this kind of result it gave, but this screen was previously like that, and I tracked these tracking markers. So the purpose of these tracking markers was so I can track this in After Effects. So Adobe kicks in here, Adobe Photoshop has been used, and Adobe After Effects is there. So I tracked it in After Effects, and the tracking data allowed me to use this footage on there. And I did this in all of the shots wherever the screen is there, even in the beginning shots where the big billboard is shown and the video is going on the billboard. And for this girl footage, I created her videos using green screen. Let me show you some example. So here you can see the company girls video has been rendered using a green screen, and later in After Effects I composited it with another AI video. Over that I placed her, and also you can see that this kind of digital distortion has been placed on her face, so that it looks like she is a digital avatar from the corporate company. Similarly, I created the AI girl and used her footage and distorted it with that digital distortion effect and placed her on the screen. Also I added a lot of text animations that you have seen in the movie. You can see all these shots that has been generated using Kling AI. For the audio part, ElevenLabs was my friend, and I did all the dialogues in ElevenLabs. You can see the example here. So let me play an example, the company broadcast message.
Company broadcast begins.
So you can hear that it is the same voice of the female. So I created option, and the best ones I used. I even created sounds like the simple grunting or gasping sounds which I needed. Like for example, you can hear this. So when the character is running, he is gasping, he is out of breath. At that time I use these kind of sounds. So these were also created by ElevenLabs, and I used their sound effects tool, I used their music tool to create different music sections of the movie. So all the sound work, audio work, SFX work has been done with ElevenLabs. The main building, the door to a new life, it was a character for me. So I wanted it not to be completely geometrical. I wanted some organic shapes. That's why you can see these kind of shapes here, which resemble kind of some organic parts, like it is growing into the center of this city, and the whole city, you can see all the buildings are geometrical shapes. This particular building has something which makes it feel more alive. And I had various close-ups and far shots of this building because obviously it was the main element that was representing this film. And it's all hazy, smoggy kind of feel. It gives a dystopian future vibe, but it is not like flying cars type of future. It is all gloomy, and you can kind of feel the sadness in the environment that this world is set in. So post-production part is very important for me. Editing should be clear and clean. VFX has to be on point. Nothing should be very loud. Nothing should be very muted. After the editing is done, the VFX work is done, the most important and my favorite part comes, that is color grading. So this is something that I very much enjoy doing, and it makes or breaks a film for me. Right now you can see this shot, it looks like a film shot, and without the color grading part it would have looked like this. So not bad, it is good, but this another layer of halation and bloom and this very very fine nice film grain, it makes it look very very film like. So film emulation has been used in this, and I am a color grading artist, so I enjoy this step, and I use DaVinci Resolve for all my color grading work, and you can see how it impacts all the films. So this was before, this was after. So right now as well it is looking good, but with this subtle color grading you can get that film texture onto your image. So you can see when I zoom in, you will understand. This is a digital footage and this is that film emulation which gives it a texture and feel of a film. So this is clean digital and this is with color grading and that film emulation. So that's how I cohesively bind everything together. And I did all this on CinemaScope ratio, not traditional 16:9 ratio, to give it kind of more cinematic vibe. And with all these elements edited, music added, post-production work done, the film was complete. That's it. I hope you liked the movie. So this is it. That's how this movie was made. I hope you liked the movie, and if you watched the movie, thanks a lot for giving your time to watch this movie. I would definitely appreciate any feedback. Do write in the comment section. If you have any questions or any suggestions, both are most welcome. Adios for now. Take care and have a nice time.